Anyone who has ever had the fortune, or misfortune, of being the subject of a news interview has probably experienced the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. The cornerstone of journalism, fundamental for research, and necessary for police conducting an investigation, the 5 W's provide a way to understand the full scope of a topic. In software development, unstructured user stories use the 3 W's: who, what, and why. Structured user stories are more detailed with 5 components. 3 of these components are, of course, the 3 W's. So what exactly is a user story, and why do software developers use them? User stories are concise, informal descriptions of a feature or functionality from an end-user perspective. User stories focus on the user's needs rather than technical specifications. Typically written in a simple sentence or two, user stories are designed to foster collaboration between developers, designers, and stakeholders, and are written so that they are understandable to both developers and stakeholders. Their purpose is to provide directions for software to go in. Essentially, a user story enables both developers and stakeholders to put themselves into the shoes of the end users. An unstructured user story covers the 3 W's: who, what, and why. A good user story will identify who the user is, what they want, and why they want it. For example, an unstructured user story might go something like this. As a registered user, I want to be able to reset my password so that I can regain access to my account if I forget my password. This is a pretty basic user story that might be used across a variety of applications. User stories can also be unique to a particular application. Imagine an app for pet lovers. A user story unique to this pet lover's app might be, as a pet lover, I want to be able to change my mouse pointer to reflect my favorite animal, such as a ball of yarn for a cat or a bone for a dog, so I can be happy whenever I see my favorite animal reflected in the pointer. In both cases, the user is identified, registered user or pet lover. Next, the action they wish to perform is clarified, resetting the password or changing the design of the pointer. The last item identified is the why, regaining access to the account after a forgotten password, or experiencing joy whenever one sees their unique pointer. A structured user story is a little more detailed and includes 5 key components. The first component is the role, which describes the type of user or stakeholder who is making the request. This is the same as the who in an unstructured user story. The second component is the goal or objective, which states the desired outcome or benefit that the user wants to achieve by using the feature. This clarifies the purpose of the request. The third component is functionality, which describes the specific action or capability that the user is requesting. This corresponds to the what feature in the 3 W's. The fourth component is the reason or benefit, which explains why the user wants the functionality and what value it brings to them. This is equivalent to the why in an unstructured story. The fifth and last component is the acceptance criteria, which specifies the conditions that must be met for the user story to be considered complete. This provides clear criteria for assessing whether the feature has been successfully implemented. So what does this look like in practice? Well, let's look at an example of a structured user story for a new book club feature in an application. Role, book lover. Goal objective, enhance reading experience. Functionality, introduce a book club feature. Reason benefit, foster a sense of community among readers and facilitate discussions. Acceptance criteria. 1. Users can create or join book clubs within the app. 2. Book clubs can be public or private with customizable privacy settings. 3. Each book club has a dedicated discussion forum for members to engage in conversations. 4. Users can browse and discover book clubs based on genres, interests, or reading preferences. 5. Book club members can schedule and attend virtual or in-person meetings. 6. The feature includes options for voting on book selections and setting reading goals. 7. Notifications are sent to members for upcoming meetings, new discussion threads, and book club updates. 8. The app provides recommendations for book club reads based on members' interests and past selections. 9. Administrators have tools for managing book club membership, discussions, and events. 10. Users can rate and review books within the book club interface, facilitating feedback and recommendations among members. As you can see, this provides far more detail than an unstructured user story. But if this identical user story was written in an unstructured format, it would be something like this. As a book lover, I want a book club feature introduced to the app so it can foster a sense of community among readers and facilitate discussions. No matter how the user story is written, the goal is the same: to allow stakeholders and developers to easily collaborate and create an application that will meet users' needs in the best way possible. At Swan Software Solutions, we work hard to make reliable, scalable, and affordable applications. To find out more about how we could help bring your idea to life, visit swansoftwaresolutions.com.